When I was growing up, I was absolutely sure what church was about. It was about getting up early on Sunday morning, putting on fancy clothes, finding my kid's Bible, and sitting next to my grandmother for a really long time in church. Most of my friends thought about church the same way. But as I've grown up, I began to ask myself some questions. What really is the church? Is it really the building that we meet in? Is it the manicured lawns and the paved parking lots, hymns being sung by soaring choirs and messages bellowing out from a passionate preacher? Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? And I imagine that God is all right. And maybe it's about that comfortable feeling you get when you sit down and get to eat food in a sanctuary, have fresh coffee with hazelnut cream. Maybe church is really about the freshly padded pews and the beautiful building and the stained glass. Maybe church is really about the things that we can see and taste and feel good about at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning. But I'm beginning to wonder if maybe church could be or should be more. I mean, maybe we're looking at it a little bit wrong. Because I've discovered that church is the living, breathing embodiment of God's promise. The church is the people of God, saved by the power of God for the purpose of God in the world. In fact, I remember from seminary that the church comes from the Greek word ekklesia, which means the assembly or the called out ones or those who simply choose to gather. To be the church is not to be in a place, not just a building, but it's the people, a group of people called out for purpose with passion by God. What is the church? The church is the gathering of the people of God in the world, showing the world who God is and how they could become better and love more and serve others. The church are those who gather to commit to a new way of life. I'm so glad to be a part of the church. At the Emmaus community, we've been an amazing gathering of people for 10 years. We've worshiped joyfully. We've lived our core passions of integrity and relationships, collaboration, grace and fun and growth and simplicity and creativity. With honor and humility, we have circled the world, bringing our unique style of praise and worship and service to a host of different cultures and nationalities. Our trips to Baja, Mexico, and South Africa have let us go well beyond our address, 925 MacArthur Drive. Even our kids have gotten in on the vision. They've gone to Mississippi and Native American reservations to diverse communities in the South, all past the threshold of a church building. We've done things like Super Sunday, and we participated in pads and volunteers and Feed My Starving Children. We've even had motorcycle drives to Ronald McDonald House. I celebrate when we have been who we say we are, the church. We're trying to embody His promise. We're trying to hear His voice because we are the Emmaus community, people on a journey, a place where we can belong before we believe, a people walking together through every season of life. We did it all because we listened to God who brought us here, 925 MacArthur. But I'm beginning to wonder if God is not speaking again. So I listen, and we fast, and we pray because we're listening. I wonder if God has more to say. I remember Mark chapter 4 says it this way, and I love that text. Pay close attention to what you hear. The closer you listen, the more understanding you will be given, and you will receive even more. What if God is whispering into our other ear? What if God is talking to us in a different language, a different dialect, another accent? What if God is telling us to serve our community in a different way in this season? Perhaps God is telling us to be a port in the storm for our community youth that is struggling with their schoolwork. Maybe God is inviting us to challenge those who bully by creating a safe sanctuary space to learn, to grow, to become. What if God still speaks? Could God be saying that we're the people who are supposed to shelter the homeless? Maybe God is asking us to support those who are in abusive relationships. Could it be that God is calling us to stand alongside, equip, serve, and love our senior citizens? Could it be that the next president or inventor, doctor, administrator, pastor, and prophet will come from a community of people who dare to gather? What if What if? Could it be that God is calling us out of this sanctuary to set up a sanctuary for those who are distant and disconnected and disenfranchised? And could God be saying that it's not the building like we thought? Maybe God is saying our next space looks something like this.